Hello everyone. So in this session, what we will understand is how we can validate a bit complex response data from the given response. Okay. So for this, we will be using some groovy functions as we have already seen as part of our previous video, like how we can work with certain groovy functions. So let's import such data using these groovy functions in our current session. Okay, so what we will do is like, for suppose I want to get if you just observe this particular a response where I will get the team's information. So there are around count of 50 teams that has been reflected, and the team's information is as like this. So it has some ID, name, short name, and everything. So for suppose I want to get out of all these teams, I want to get the first team name. Let's say I want to get this one FC colon. Okay, so I want to get the first team's name. So let's see how we can do it using our groovy functions. Okay. So in order to do that, let's go to the groovy playground over here, and there is a certain library that we need to import to work with this particular concept. Let I will just copy it from here. So for JSON, we normally use kind of library like this. Okay, so you will be importing some JSonSlurper, which is from the Groovy package, and here you will be having an object created for this particular class. And now I'm just taking this JSonSlurper and I want to parse the text which I got it as a response over here. Okay, so for suppose whatever I got the response. If I just show you, this is my response, right? I can just copy this, and what I will do is like I will make it as a text by removing the white spaces. Okay, so if there are any special characters, then it's better to remove them as of now. Okay, let's see. Let's copy the whole response and paste it over the parse text. Okay, so now if I just run this, if everything is working fine, then it will give a green symbol. Okay, this green symbol. Otherwise, it will throw me an error. So what now? I want to retrieve or print something. Printf. I want or print ln. Print ln. Something, the object from this particular parse text, I want to get the first team name, right? So how to parse it? So as this is an array, if you just observe, so how to parse over an array? You can say teams of 0. Okay, so it is that will be the first team that will be in the particular hierarchy, and I want to get the name, right? So I will just say dot name. So let's see whether that whatever expected is printing or not. See, it has printed the exact result. So this is what I want to use it inside my rest assured code. Okay. So for now, for this, I'm just writing a new test case. Just a minute. Okay. So for this, I will just add a new test where I'm going to validate the name of a first team, right? Public void. I'm just giving test body. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I'm going to fetch the first team name, right? So for this, what is our response that we should get? Response equal to, so here I want to get what is my path or the URL over here that I need to pass it. I should pass on this, right? So I will just pass on this. Now I want to fetch the first team name. So for that, what I should do, I should say response dot path, and as a path method, I should provide the parameter as whatever I have discussed over here, teams of 0 dot name. So this is what I need, right? So what will be the value for this? It will be a string first team name. I can just give it like this. And if I want to print it, let's see whether that is printing the correct name or not using the rest assured also. Okay, so let me just run this. So it has printed the first team name, and I also can assert on this, assert dot assert equals. So what is my expectation? My first team name should match this exact string, right? So I can assert also. Okay, based on that, it will get passed. Okay, similarly, if I want to fetch the last team name, what can I do in that case? Last team name. Okay, so let's see how we can write it. So here teams of 0 will give me the first index of a team. So I can either say -1, okay, and I can give -1 dot name. Let's see whether the last team name has been retrieved. So let's go to the postman and verify the same. So if you just observe, my last team name is this. So what will be the expression that you will give? You will give teams of -1 dot name. Okay, so I can just, so this will have this. Okay, so string, what I can do is last team name. I can pass on this path, and here let me just get the last team name, and I want to assert my last team name to be this particular value. So let me just run it again. So it has printed my first team name and the last team name. If I want, I can also mention like the string, this first team name, and here I will just add this, and here I want to print last team name, and I'll give this. If you can, this is one way of giving the if you want any last entity. Otherwise, you can also use something like teams of teams dot last dot name. Let's see whether it is printing correctly or not. Yeah, it is printing correctly. So either you can give this or this particular teams of -1 and name. So I will be saving this also. Okay, you can just give response.path and you can pass on this teams dot last dot name. Anything is fine. Okay, so for suppose I want to retrieve all the team names. Okay, fetch all team names I want to retrieve. Okay, so in that case, let me just go here, and here I can directly say teams.name, right? So then it will give me an array. This is an array of multiple values. These are all the team names that we have. Okay, so if I want to just have it saved, so it will be a list of string values, right? List of string values, and it will have all team names equal to response dot path, and here response dot path, and here what I can do, teams dot name. Okay, teams dot name. Okay, this will give me this particular list of strings, and if I want to get the size, how many number of teams are available, I can just say all teams dot size. So it will give me the size of how many teams are present. Teams I can give, right? And if I want to retrieve the values also, it's simple. So I can just say s out. I can write a for each loop if I want. For each loop, how to write for each loop? I will take what is the data type that is going to return A, and from where I want to get the data. So this is the data from which I want to get it. So what I can do is I can print A value. Okay. So that will give me all team names. Okay. So let me just run this. So you could see I got all the team names. There are around 50 teams that are available, and the result is this. There are all the names of the teams. These are the team names. Okay. So similarly, for suppose I want to just save all the teams information. What will be the return type of this? For suppose I want to get all the teams. Okay, so what will be the return type? It will be a array list of multiple key value pairs. That means map conditions, right? So for suppose if you just see here also, so what is here? It is an array list. You can say it is an array list where it has this team's information. Just a minute. This team's information, what does it have? It have an array of multiple JSON objects, right? So it will be in the form of key and value pair. To store key and value pair, what we normally use, we use map. Okay, so for suppose I want to fetch the team. So what I want is I want to fetch all the team information and I want to place it inside a list. Okay, so let's see how to do that. Fetch all team data and store it in a list. Okay, let's see. So here, as usual, it is going to return me a list of map values. Okay, so because if you just see here, this is a array list where it will have a set of maps. That means key and value pairs. See, this is one map where it will have key and value pairs. This is the second one, like that. Okay, it has multiple array, values inside this array, which each is of a key and value pair. Okay, so that's why always the key will be a string and the value it can depend, like it can be an integer, it can be a string, it can be boolean, number, anything it can be. So that's why what we normally do is like we will mention the key as string and the value is an object which supports all the data types. Okay, so for suppose here I will get all the teams information, like how I can get it, response dot path. Here I'm just going to mention the teams information, that's it. So if you just see here also just the teams, it will give me an array. Okay, so now if I want to get all the teams information, I can get it. Otherwise, better, we will see how many were present, like number of teams. It will retrieve the same value, the count of teams. It will retrieve the same value. Number of teams, you can get it as 50. No, all right. Dot size, if I just mention, it will give me the size. Okay. So for suppose I want to get one single map condition. Okay. So what to do in that case? Just a minute. Okay, so I want to fetch one single team information. Fetch particular team information. Okay, so for suppose I want to fetch the team information who is having the name as, let's say, this one, TSG 1899 and Kofang him. Okay, so I want to fetch this particular data. Okay, so what will be the data type of this? The data type will be, each entity will be a map, right? So I can just say map of some string and object value, and let's say I want to get particular team info, equal to, I will say response dot. So how to get particular team information which is having with name, let's say with name as I said, this one. Okay, I want to get a team which is having the name as this. Okay, so let's see how we can get it. So now I want teams. From the teams, I want to find all. So I hope you know or you remember these functions. It dot name equal to what I want. I want to get what are the teams which is having the name as this, right? So if I just run this, so you will get a map with the values like address. See, if you just observe here also, it got the information just for this, just for this team information. The address is Horenberger and the club colors blue. All this information I got it for the particular team. Okay, so you could see. So the name is this and short name, the venue, website is this. Only the single team information I got. Okay, whose name is matching this condition. Okay, so here if I just write it, I can write like inside the braces this particular information. Okay, so if I get this particular team info, let's see what gets printed. I think there is some issue. Let's see. List cannot be cast to map. Okay. At which number of teams is 50? Let's get the first value. Okay. So I can get this. Why is it showing open? Teams dot get 0. First team information. So this is this, and this is nothing but team with name as this particular part. Let's run it. First team, last team, I got it. Yeah, first team info, I got it. And now, so we are getting an error at let's write it dot particular team info dot iterator. Just, Let's see. Where exactly I have 94K. So I think this is giving me a list of values. List of particular team info. Let me just give particular info about it. So it has returned this key and value pairs, which is of PS3 need training. Okay. So out of it, if I want to retrieve a particular name, for suppose find, instead of find all, I have only one item, right? So what I can do is like I can use find id.name with this particular team value. Okay. So that I will get a map of values. Okay, map of values, and from this I can just use this out, and let's see if I could get particular team info. So whenever I'm using find all, then it is actually taking it as an array list, but we have only one value, right? So better we can have find a team which is having the name as this, and that single value will be a map of string and an object, right? So I can just say particular team info so that this got printed, okay, in the key and value pairs. Okay, so like that I can just verify that. Here also it should work. Why is it not working? Teams dot size. Let me just see it again. Yeah, it got right. So I can just say number of teams is this particular value, I can get it. So whenever I use find all, then it will automatically take as an array list. Okay. But if I'm giving find, then it will be a single value. So that single value could be a map kind of thing or string or anything. Okay. So now it is working as expected, right? See, it has given number of teams are 50, and for the particular team which is matching the name as TSG 1899, it has given the values. Okay, find it. So let's work on more complex objects in the next session. Okay, so thank you.